give all of our candidates a round of applause. And as I mentioned, we're going to give each of the candidates about 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes to introduce themselves with the opening comment, and we'll start with Bill Peterson.
Thank you, Jean, and welcome everybody. We really appreciate the opportunity as we go throughout the city to meet with folks like you and to talk about your particular concerns. I want to just tell you a little bit about myself, particularly in relationship to the Coalition on Aging. As Jean mentioned, I was born and raised in Vermilion. I'm an only child. My folks were named Bill and Opal Peterson, and they ran a very small Main Street cafe called the Tip Top Cafe. It had 13 stools around a counter and 7 booths, and that's where I grew up. And most of the lessons that I learned in life, I learned there. My dad died in the mid-1970s, and my mom actually worked until she was about 86 years old, because after my dad got sick, we closed that restaurant, and she went to work cooking for the fraternities and sororities at USD. We were talking about that at the table that I had lunch at. My mom finally retired in the mid-1990s and moved here to Sioux Falls to be closer to me and to my wife and to my 3 sons. In 2003, she got sick and was not able to live on her own anymore. She was in an apartment here, and she moved into a Vera Prince of Peace. And I can't begin to describe the loving care that she got there. But I learned 3 lessons from the last 6 years of my mom's life. She died this last July at the age of 98. And these are the lessons that I learned. So much of what we think is important when we're growing up, like being a part of the cool kids when you're in school, or having a good job, or having a big house or a car, as you get progressively older, become far less important. The things that are important are to be loved, to have dignity, and to be safe. And she was certainly loved by her family and by a Vera Prince of Peace, and she certainly was safe there. But dignity is a real issue at times, and her last year of life was very, very difficult, both mentally and physically. And that's something that I think that I know all of you folks know because you deal with it every day. But families know it too, and the public needs to know it as well, because eventually we're all going to face that. Thank you.